P Kid, Stefan the Don. We're doing it live. I think we're doing it live. Let's do it live. It's your boy Pat the designer. Back at it again. Kid video. What's going on with your video, my boy? You not you there, but you're not there. Hold on. Let's see what's going on here.
I see
Gotta
me.
figure
You
that.
see me?
I don't see you. You see me, but I don't see you.
I see me
So
on
we got
like
the people on YouTube don't see you though, kid. Listen, we're off to a great start here, but it's your boy Pat the designer back at it again, live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on the contender. We can hear kid, and that's the important part as of right now. So we're gonna get this all worked out in the end. First off, Stefan Ringo, how you feeling, kid? How you feeling?
I mean, I definitely can see myself on YouTube too, so I don't know why you can't see me.
Oh, you can see you on YouTube.
I can see me on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Hey, look, that's all that matters. uh, how you feeling, my boy?
This is starting off real good.
Oh man.
Feeling great, feeling good. How are you?
Oh man, listen, I'm glad to be here, man. We're glad to be back for another episode, live on the contender, live on Facebook, live on YouTube. Kid, if you can cut us down just a little bit. Listen, we got a lot of interesting Bears chatter to get into because are the Bears talking about trading up with the Miami Dolphins for the 6th pick? Is that something that could be on the table for our Chicago Bears? And then, of course, who you going to take at that pick? Who's going to fit in best with that team? And as always, just our general banter. And that's in hour one because you already know in hour two, we are live on the contender. We're going to be talking a little bit more Bears on the other side, a little bit of Packers talk too, because Kid has had something that he has been really he has been fuming about it. And so really looking to get into that with him talking about Aaron Rodgers and him not having help, how that helps the Chicago Bears. And then, a little bit of Bulls talk. We're not going to be live for the Bulls game tonight because it goes live at 6. So we might do a Bulls post game. We haven't decided that yet. That's kind of the freedom of YouTube. But we're going to get into it. But let's start off here. Let's start off with the question that we have on the screen under the video. Should the Bears look to trade up to 6? Should the Chicago Bears look to trade up to 6?
Here's my question: Who are they going after at 6? Like it all depends about who. It's like let's just go beyond the fact that it's all speculatory. But I mean, hey, it is what it is. Most of this is speculatory. But if it is something they legitimately in the conversation for who is the question? Like what QB? I hope it's a QB would be there at 6 that we would be able to bring in. I haven't heard of them going to any of the pro days for some of the QBs that made themselves available. I could be wrong. I just haven't seen it.
Right. I think that's kind of the question that comes into play in that situation. Who indeed? I mean, you thinking of Justin Fields? I would assume, right? We've seen Nagy kind of at his pro day. Now, granted, it's one picture of him kind of leaning out, giving the, ooh, you know what I'm saying? That's really all we saw. That's really all we saw. So I'm assuming Fields made a great pass right at that moment. But I think that's probably the guy that the Bears are looking to go after in that situation. Wouldn't you think?
Nah, yeah, definitely. If it's me, I'm thinking Justin Fields. If not, I'm looking at them to try to get possibly because I've heard Devontae Smith possibly at 6. I don't think he's falling that far, but that's just what I've heard. But if they do trade up to 6, I would most likely say Justin Fields because outside of all the other QBs in the draft, I don't think you have like a surefire. Like we haven't seen enough tape on this person for us to be like, yo, I'm finna go out and grab him.
I think that's kind of what it is too. Like, let's be real. Let's be real. Let's all be real about this. It's Trevor Lawrence,
Justin
Okay,
Fields.
Justin Fields.
just like JM mentioned, Matt Nagy was at Justin Fields' pro day. I do take that back. They did not attend the second day of Trey Lance's pro day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so I think that's kind of it's Trevor Lawrence, it's Justin Fields, and everybody else is a question mark.
Yeah, most
You know what I'm
definitely.
saying? If you're moving up and I said Justin Fields is six, I don't believe Justin Fields is falling to six in any realm of the word. I think it's Trevor Lawrence, is Justin Fields, and you might have a sniff at Trey Lance in that situation. But the bigger question to me is that what you go? Do you go quarterback on that? Do you guys go
Eh,
quarterback in that situation, or are you making this move to go get somebody that I can plug into my offensive line for the foreseeable future? Because we're hearing reports that Trask, that Mon, there's some other guys who we've definitely been checking out on the Breeze channel. Make sure y'all check out those videos as well. Have been are slated to go and be day two guys, but could possibly fall to day three.
yeah, for me, I'm just looking at it like I'm not going that high unless I'm getting a QB. I don't see unless it's like a surefire like Hall of Fame, like he's gonna be Hall of Fame
Mm-hmm.
offensive lineman, like if it's a Quentin Nelson or somebody, then I'm going. And I wanna just be honest, for 2 seconds, because I know we posted Kellerman, the Kellerman highlights the other
Yeah.
day. I'm gonna be real with y'all. And what I saw, cause the video that you saw, I watched that the night before. To me personally, all right, cool. You can outrun a linebacker, but I didn't see
I need to see
them.
your arm.
Yeah, one I didn't see the arm. The passes that he did make was real. Like,
He was throwing some dots. Let's not
yeah,
let's not cap
no,
on him. He was
he
throwing some
was he
dots.
was, but the two passes where it was like, all right, well, can he keep doing that? Was also
Yeah.
50-50 balls. Where it was like the DB's like, yo, I'm gonna definitely go up and snag this.
Yeah.
Now,
Might not
but
get away with that at the
now,
next level, you saying.
I will say this. Out of the two videos that we posted, and if we want to keep it a bean, and this is not me being a homer, but I would go with Markel Trask because he's seen the SEC NFL ready defense, which is as opposed to
I agree
the
with that.
to the Texas A&M's. Your best game, if you get that, is technically Alabama, and that's one game out of the year for you to get throttled.
Well, they played Bama last year.
Yeah,
But it was early in the
and
season. But listen, any team, I'll tell you this. I'm not a huge college football guy. I've said that on many occasions. Any team that's willing to play Bama week one, you're a better
so
man than
y'all
me. Because
like that.
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You're a better man than me. I don't want to see you week one. Let
Right,
my boys get some run. Let
right.
my boys get some run.
So,
Kid,
so
what do you
going
think
back into
about
the
us at
whole
that
thing,
position?
if you all don't mind, going back into the thing, like the top, let's go top six QBs in the draft. And I don't have them ranked in any particular order for myself personally. This is not my order, but um, this is what's reported on. I'll shout out the platform in the link, I guess. But Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields is 3, Trey Lance is 4, Mac Jones is 5, and Kyle Trask is 6. That's what they have kind of projected. Now, this is one of many mock drafts out there, so don't. I mean, obviously, take it with a grain of salt, I guess.
Yeah.
But they do it based off of the passer ratings and things of that nature and all of that. I don't see Justin Fields falling to 6, but personally, but I mean, it's possible. I definitely don't see Trey Lance falling to 6. So in my opinion, if they're moving up to 6, we're looking at a Kyle Trask, which I've seen some Kyle Trask. He wasn't really great outside the pocket. He's a pocket passer. He's a
but
pocket passer. I
he's
mean,
he's
he's not
he's
saying
a
he's not great. He's a pocket passer.
He's a pocket passer, absolutely. But and I'll say this about Trask. Listen, and if we get Trask, it's kind of going away from the question because it means we're not moving up to six. If you move up to six, first off, hold on, because this is the Bears, this is Ryan Pace. Ryan Pace, if you move up to six and you take Kyle Trask, I want you to know that me and Kid will personally drive down there.
Fam, you move up to 6 to get Kyle Trask, and I see any of
Hey,
the names before him.
Stephon pulling up. He got the dig in the trunk. Let's stop playing with it. We will personally drive up the Soldier Field and do
There
what
will
we
be
got to do.
hands and feet delivered upon this. I'm just let you know right now,
Hey,
because if
hey,
you
how
move
these
up to
stomping
6 to
bugs out
come
on
home with
TikTok?
anybody that is not like listen, here's my worst case scenario. For whatever reason, Kyle Trask and Justin Fields are available,
Yeah,
and you take Kyle Trask,
bro,
hands and feet will be
bro.
delivered, bro.
Hey, bro.
I
Hey,
promise. You take
listen.
anybody.
And I'm not one of those people that really entertain the whole the Bears don't like black players. I'm not that guy. I can't see it because too many of the Bears, the faces of the Bears are black. Like but dog. Hey, you're not giving me a leg to stand on if you take Zach Wilson over.
Bro.
My bad, not Zach Wilson. If you take Kyle Trask over Justin Fields and you moved up to 6 to get him, you're not giving me a leg to stand on in that situation, dog.
Now, here's something for my education, and this is really for my education. So seriously, I'm not just asking this to just spur up a conversation. Um, what do we give up to move to 6? Like this is new. Like I haven't paid attention to this
Yeah.
part, and that's my fault because I knew we were coming on, and then when I first saw we coming on, this was the topic. I didn't see a whole lot that I thought was reputable for me to put some stock behind and actually come on and say. So like, how do we know? What would we give up? What does that really look like? How is it possible? Like someone help me understand and appreciate that, and that probably helps some people in the chat who probably has, a lot has been going on lately. So
Yeah.
so help me help them.
For me, I would probably say like well, I would assume at that point because we talked about it before. It was a lot of restructured deals. So I would probably say like Eddie Jackson, and I don't know, but I'd probably say like a Eddie Jackson or maybe or an Akeem Hicks with a couple of first round picks.
Probably. I mean, y'all, we got to understand 6 is a long way. We're at 20.
Yeah.
We're at 20.
I mean,
6 is a long way.
Unless it's Eddie Jackson and Akeem Hicks.
Yeah.
And then the 2 first round picks, then I could see. But in that estimation.
But is that we're talking about Miami though? We also have to understand that this is Miami that has the 6th pick, which Miami would have a finesse of the year. I mean, you traded out of your top pick to get more picks. You trading out of 6 to go get more picks because you're thinking they've got their questionable but foreseeable quarterback of their future in Tua already. So they're not in the quarterback race. They're looking to get offensive linemen who have been more looking at being put. It's a little bit deeper in the later rounds, I should say. You know what I'm saying? Like people are saying that this is more second round kind of love, and so I think to me, if you're going to give up anything, you're probably giving up. Not I wouldn't say the Russ deal. But you're probably giving up a couple of future first round picks. You're probably giving up 2022, 2023. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're probably giving up a couple of first round picks.
I would give up the Russ deal.
You would give up the Russ deal to move up to 6.
I would.
For question marks, though. I think that's the thing. For question marks. And are you even moving up to take a quarterback in that situation?
Here's the thing. Moving away from I've gone. Now, this I do know. We have so much invested in that deal. Like the deal that we had on the table for us, if that was something they considered, and we know why. If you don't know why Seattle hasn't taken it, it befits them financially to do so in June, right? So it was never we're not going to take your deal, right? It was we're not looking to move him at this moment because financially it would totally. It's a whole lot of things. It's a better way to simplify it, but for long story short, it didn't fit them financially. So moving him in June was the way to go. However, that puts us as an organization at a disadvantage because it's like a lot of stuff can happen before now in June.
Yeah,
right? So,
absolutely.
and if that doesn't work, like I'm betting the farm on this. And I don't know. Obviously, I'm not in the office with Ryan Pace and how that gets done. But if he doesn't have anything solid to say, hey, yeah, this is going to happen, we just have to wait. Then he has to make other moves. So I honestly would forego a Russell Wilson for a top 6 pick in this draft
Yeah,
from the QB perspective. Just because
absolutely.
I don't have to bet the farm. Like we were giving up a whole lot for us. And I'm not saying he's not worth it, but I am saying that I don't see how we could
You're
put a
giving up your
team
future.
around him and win in a
You're giving up your
relatively
future.
short
Yeah.
turnaround doing it that way. Like it would go against everything that they've done so far as an organization, which I mean, hey, people recreate themselves all the time, but I don't see it happening. And that's the problem I have. So it's like I would move away from the Russell Wilson talk completely and start and try to get active and getting some new young talent and having, a veteran like Andy Dalton kind of coach him up and then take over later. So that's my opinion. Like I'm comfortable with that.
And y'all let us know in the chat how you guys feel about the Bears possibly moving up to 6 now. This isn't a rock solid done deal. It's not saying that the Bears are making these calls heavy, but it's saying that the Dolphins are interested in trading the pick and that Ryan Pace has been in contact. That's all we hearing at this point. Ryan Pace has been in contact. I'm sure whenever a 6th round pick comes through, everybody in the league is probably calling saying, "Hey, what you want? What you looking to get out of this?" You know what I'm saying? So, let us know how you guys feel in the chat as well. We'll throw them up on the screen. If you guys are in here, please like the video. Please subscribe to the page, and if you're on Facebook, share the video up. We appreciate the love. And in the next hour, we're gonna let y'all know. Hello. We're gonna let y'all know. I think Kid Audio is tweaking out on them. We're gonna let y'all know on the contender that we can take your phone calls as well. So y'all get in tune with us on that as well. We're gonna be doing that in the second hour of the show. And I'll get the phone number for you in a second here. We had a few technical issues there. Don't know what's going on that end. We're gonna get it together though. One day we're gonna get it together.
One day we're gonna get right.
Yeah.
But to even keep talking about PK's point, to me,
yeah,
I'm cool with giving them the Russ deal if I knew what I was getting in return. Like if Zach Wilson comes out to be Brett Favre,
yeah,
like and can get me a ring, I'm cool.
Yeah,
I'm cool. But we don't know that. But we don't know that yet. And truth be told, like from what I'm hearing, he just got on this year. He just got on this year. So it's like, has anybody really seen you? Like, what defense have you played? Like, I know they're going by pass rating, but bro, it's BYU. Same thing with Mitch, bro. You was playing at North Carolina. Like,
I think we can say that about a lot of guys in this draft, though. You know what I'm saying? I think we can say that about a lot of guys in this draft. Past Trevor and past Zach Wilson. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I think those are your top 2 quarterbacks. After that, Justin Fields. You like Justin Fields, but we saw that for a year because he wasn't getting that ticket at what was
Georgia.
it? At Georgia. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't getting that kind of tick. So we weren't seeing that from him. We weren't seeing the kind of talent that he was actually able to put out on the field, but he only produced that for a year. Now, was it a great year? Yeah. I'm looking at it. I want to see what you can do moving forward.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's kind of where we're at with a lot of these players because and maybe that's the situation. I shouldn't say a lot of these players, a lot of these quarterbacks, and maybe that's a situation where it's better for you to kind of just stand pat when you do have these questions and take a flyer on a guy. Take a flyer on a guy because if you draft the right guy at 20, we're praising.
That's a steal.
If you draft the wrong guy at 6, we got some issues.
And you don't want that again. I think another thing too is the fact that Miami now, I feel like they're trying to find O linemen.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're trying to leave 6.
It might tell you something. It could simply be.
It ain't no.
But you know what's crazy? I would think if you're trying to find O lineman, 6 would be the perfect spot as we get Kid back in here. Kid, you good? Let's hear how you sound. Well, now I can't hear you at all. Hold up. All right, I think you back. Try. Good Lord. It was going so well. Oh man.
Can you hear me now?
There you go. Welcome back.
Yeah,
hey, look.
yeah,
he even sounds like an adult.
Now he didn't you don't sound like he was taking in some helium.
You know what I'm saying? But no, I think and let's kind of explore what the Bears. I mean, we've talked about what they can move up and get. What do they need? What does this team need? What does this team need? Shout out to Eric back in the chat. What does this team need? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Is quarterback right now the move?
I would say I don't think that quarterback right now is the move because I feel like Andy Dalton can at least get you a season, but you just need to find his
backup
his backup
for this season.
If you're not confident in that, I would say offensive tackle and definitely somebody to go opposite Jalen Johnson.
Yeah.
Now that you lost Kyle Fuller, which I feel like we've been so focused on, the Bears need a QB, the Bears need a QB, the Bears need a QB, that we ain't talking about. You need somebody to go opposite Jalen Johnson because you just lost a Pro Bowler.
This is true. This is true.
This is really big.
This is true, kid. What you think?
Depends on which way you're trying to go. And so ultimately we have to find as fans, we really don't know what direction we're going in with this organization. It seems like they're dead set on just trying to make a Super Bowl run as soon as possible. They're trying to keep maximize on the defense and stuff like that. If that's the case, I don't think QB is what you need. I don't think QB is what you need because that's the chances of you having a Patrick Mahomes type thing is few and far in between, right? Let's just be real. That's a generational talent, generational situation, right? Andy Dalton can get you there. Like, he can get you there. You don't have to have a great QB to get there. You don't.
But it helps.
It does help. It helps a whole freaking lot, right? But like it ultimately depends because I think Andy Dalton with a nice O-line and targets can get you there. You could do that. You really could. Andy Dalton is not the I know he's not the Russell Wilsons and stuff like that, but he's not a scrub. Like he can get us to the play. He could get us in the playoffs for sure. He can get us a couple wins in the playoffs. I'm willing to bet on that too. Wow. So I am. If you build around him appropriately, I mean, hey.
Yep. And I think this is what Bears fans need to understand. The pick whatever the pick is, whoever the pick is, and we got 97 in here, man. If we could get a couple more to get over 100 in the chat, that would be love, man. Oh, over 100 in the chat. As I said it, y'all made the magic. We got 100 in here, 25 likes on the video. We can get them likes up. We appreciate y'all, man. But I think
the Cowboys did not have a great O-line when Andy Dalton was behind that line. I don't care what you talking about.
Who said that?
Listen, Andy Dalton. The Cowboys were a shell of themselves when Andy Dalton took over. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm full of smoke, and I'm talking to Eric. But anyway,
let's talk about the flip side of the coin. Say we stand pat. Right? We stay at 20. We take in my mind, you can't take one of the quarterbacks that's going to be there at 20. Unless you see no offensive line talent, which it's impossible to say that because a lot of people are saying in the second and third round, there's talent that grades out better, but you just got to go see it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, say we take an offensive lineman at 20. In what round are you willing to move up for one of the guys that's going to be left? Now you're in the Davis area, you're in the Mond area, you're in the Trask area. Do you wait till 56 and gamble that one of those guys is going to be there, or do you try to make a move to move up into that second round?
I would still move up into the second round because at that point I'm gonna be honest with you. I know for a fact Kyle Trask is gonna be gone. I feel like a lot of people forget Kyle Trask was in the Heisman race.
And also, y'all got to chill on the scouts said. The scouts said Mitch was the best QB in that draft too.
And that was a lie. Like, hey man, nah, like a lot of people forget. Like Kyle Trask was in the Heisman voting last year, and you got to remember who he was in that with. So I feel like one, he's gonna be gone. Kellen Mond, I feel like honestly, he's like a fourth round talent to me. Mm-hmm. Now I will say the tape on Davis Mills.
Mm-hmm. I gotta check it out. I keep seeing y'all in the chat letting me know about Davis Mills. We're gonna get some of that.
A lot.
Yeah.
I like him off rip because of the fact one, he went to Stanford, so they wanted a pro style offense.
Mm-hmm.
Ran a lot of the option. So a lot of stuff that you see them running. Nagy likes to run, and this dude is like sneaky fast and sneaky accurate. Plus, a lot of them were saying, Andrew Luck. I really don't like comparisons, but he do throw dots. So I will say that. Mm-hmm. Those are for the only two people. For the only two QBs, I would probably trade back up into the second round for. But Kellen Mond, if you're going to take him, I can wait on that.
Okay.
Here's the one thing I will say, and it was a statement that someone made in the chat. So shout out to you. I forgot exactly who it was because the chat has been moving. The chat is busting right now. Shout out to you
right now. Shout out to the chat.
The chat is definitely busting. And it does feel like we've been gone for a while. It's only been a week. But hey, listen. Do we trust Matt Nagy to? That's a good question. Do we trust Matt Nagy with this potential young talent that they're trying to trade up for? That's all I want to know. That's all I want to know because I still stand and I will die on this hill alone. Mm-hmm. That Mitchell Trubisky with a different coach would have had a better career.
You definitely dying on that hill. Well, I wouldn't say alone. There's a lot of people that agree with you on that. But I think you've died on that hill.
I will die on that hill alone.
I think you have to look at the talent that Matt Nagy has brought in on the offensive end and see what it's done. I mean,
you see the talent that Ryan Pace has brought in on the.
Well, I'm saying draft wise. I'm saying draft wise. Since Matt Nagy has been a part of the drafts, apparently these dudes are attached at the hip when they walk down the hallways at Hallis Hall. They got a bromance going on like nobody's ever seen before. I'm not sure what's happening in Hallis, but I hope they cover up the cameras. Anyway, I think that you have to look at guys like James Daniels. You have to look at guys like – now, this is the problem. To your point, kid, Matt was brought here for one job and one job only. Not just to get the offense working, but to develop the quarterback. And he hasn't done that. And so I can be scared on that. But there's a lot of young offensive talent that we look at on this team and say, yo, this dude turned out to be a lot better than I thought. We look at the wide receiver position last year, Darnell Mooney coming out of nowhere. How Matt was able to use. Hey, listen, and I give credit to this. It took a minute for him to get used to it, but how Matt was able to use Cordero Patterson without having a second running back. Now the problem is you didn't go out and get a second running back. That's
okay. All right, I got to pause you right there. All right, you how he was able to use him when?
As a set, you telling me Cordero Patterson wasn't hitting them holes?
Let me ask you this. When did our run game become evident?
When they used it. When did we
use it? Who called those plays?
You said Bill Lazor.
Okay. Bill Lazor did, right?
Hold on. When did
no, because you go down that hill alone. I'm going to let you know right now. I'm going to isolate you.
When did Matt take back over? Nobody knows.
The games we won, the games we lost.
No. Nobody knows.
Couple games, it was clear he took back over.
Nobody knows because all of a sudden Bill was just like, yeah, it is what it is. I'm not sure. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, all right, well.
Bro, it is a known fact from professionals that are on the record saying it, that not only did Nagy not want to coach the kid, he didn't support him. These are professional athletes on the record.
And that happens, though. That
right?
happens, bro.
No. But your job is to develop your talent.
Mm-hmm.
And he had talent. The only way our team actually looked like a team is when Matt Nagy was not calling the plays.
So
And when he stopped calling
if
the plays and he started to delegate like a head coach should, who sees his
mm-hmm.
deficiencies, and then we start winning, then all of a sudden we start winning. It's like, okay, I'm gonna take this back over. No, sit your punk behind on that same square, right? And let the team do what they've been doing. We
I'm
didn't.
here
Matt
for Bill
Nagy
Lazor
didn't do
calling
that.
the plays. I'm here for Bill Lazor calling the plays. But can we act like? Can we say the young talent on this team hasn't been better than we thought it was going to be?
Yeah.
Where do we draw the line? We can't say that everything about this offense that's bad is Matt Nagy and everything about this offense that's good is somebody else. You can't say that.
The proof is in the numbers, though.
But I'm talking about the entire offense.
Now
we can talk about
2018 was a good year,
and
Matt Nagy did a good job that year.
But in 2018,
but 2019 he shifted away. It was clear. We can't say that.
And listen, I'm talking about the entire offense as a whole because Bears fans love to do this, and it irritates me to no end. Anything that happened good with the Bears, that ain't Matt. Matt Nagy
got all the credit for
Matt Nagy Matt Nagy he did. He got all the good.
All the credit for
all the good in 2018.
That what he was doing was not working.
And he got all the good in 2018, and he got all the blame in 2019. And guess what? He got all the blame in 2020. Because any play when Bill Lazor took over, any play that worked was Bill Lazor. Anytime a play didn't work, we was sitting here on the end like, kid, you can't tell me you wasn't looking like, Nagy took over that play. That was a Nagy call. That was a Nagy call.
Here's the thing. It became a running joke. I give you that. But the simple fact that you sucked so bad that you became a running joke shows me enough. I don't care what you say. Like, yeah, he was one of the coaches of the year, whatever it was in 2018, whatever the case was. 2019, you saw a completely different scheme for the team. It was a completely different scheme. You can't tell me it wasn't.
I don't think it was. You know why the scheme was different? Because Matt Nagy was trying to give Mitch Trubisky a bigger playbook. He was trying to let him know, hey, I understand that these gimmick plays ain't going to work every game.
You know who didn't do that?
If we can't do more than that?
Andy Reid did. Andy Reid, it's a funny thing because Pat Mahomes actually has an interview saying it. You called it out. He was like, he's just now learning the playbook. Guess what? He already got a Super Bowl. He's just now learning the playbook. You know what Andy Reid did?
Generational talent.
He let his players play.
Kid. We watched Pat Mahomes lay down flat and throw a 60-yard pass.
Wait a minute.
That's a generational talent.
Two other QBs who are on the record saying that they're finally getting their schemes down. And guess what? Their coach still let them play. They didn't have a short leash.
And guess what?
Hey, we're going to move on from that topic, buddy.
Generational talent.
We could go all day on that one.
And you said what?
I want to know who those two players are.
Who the other two?
Oh, Lamar Jackson. They changed the whole thing for him.
Bro.
They changed this whole playbook.
Wait. The two people that you just talked about are playing backyard, the yard.
They are.
In real life.
They are.
Like,
well, I don't know if Pat Mahomes is playing the yard. Pat Mahomes is a freaking good quarterback. I don't care what nobody say. Bro, that dude is gonna go down as a generational talent,
bro.
Yeah.
Like, he's not throwing 30-yard darts with his other hand, bro, with his off hand.
Yeah.
Like, and this is routine. Like, he don't care. Now, I will say, cause you did say something about Lamar Jackson, and they just said it about him. His GM came out and was like, "Oh no, I'm gonna defend the moves that we made. We have a nice receiving core. We developed him nice." But as you see, like the last 2 years have been running, like he hasn't gone anywhere.
Right.
Part of that development is putting those pieces around him so the pieces that Pace brought in, like yes, they've done a good job, but you can also see sometimes where you do that and you stand pat and it doesn't work like that. Because if you look, if you go out and look, because we know Pat, I mean not Pat, but P Kid is a stats dude. The last 2 years, the Baltimore Ravens receiving core ranks almost dead last.
Oh yeah, Lamar out there doing it by himself.
But and the crazy part about it is,
here's my pushback on that.
You have a top running offense. I mean, Lamar won the MVP with you having no weapon.
Yeah.
But
here's my pushback on that. Here's going to be something that goes completely off of topic, right? But here's my pushback on that. Would Lamar Jackson's team be better if he wasn't there, as far as the receiving core of it? Because here's the thing: when you have a QB who's limited or who doesn't have as good of a repertoire passing wise, but he definitely has legs, what is he going to resort to 9 times out of 10 to make something productive? He's going to resort to his dominant thing, which is his leg, right? And so that's what Lamar Jackson did. I'm not hating on Lamar Jackson. I like Lamar Jackson. I like his style. I was a huge Mike Vick fan, so he gives me those vibes. Trust me, this is not hate.
Vick had that left arm too, though. Come on.
Hey, but Vick could throw. Vick could throw better than
Vick had that left arm.
But what I am saying is, you're looking at a QB who they put a whole scheme around, and they said, go play ball, and he played ball. And he just so happens to be the fastest dude in the league. Yeah. He went and he played ball. And guess what? It worked out. You have several other QBs. All the QBs we talked about, they got with their coach at some point, let them just play. And they lived and died with the mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
What I am saying is Mitch did not have that same type of leeway, especially over time. He didn't. He had some games where it was like,
I'll say this.
He had some games where it was like, yo, he messing up. He shouldn't do that. Then he'll bounce back. And then it was like, hey, well, he'll bounce back. And then they'll go, all right, so now you got that. Let's go back to what didn't work before. Let's try that again. All right, it didn't work. Okay, now bounce back again. Every time he bounced back, it was because we allowed him to play. There's nothing that when he bounced back, you can say Nagy's responsible for.
I'll say this. I don't want y'all to come in here and thinking I'm saying Matt Nagy did a great job last season. I want y'all to think that. The Bears went on a 6 game.
Thomas has a great point. If your coach hates you.
Hey, look. The Bears went on a 6-game win streak. The Bears went on a 6-game losing streak. And then they won some sprinkles in there and they lost some sprinkles. Can't say Matt Nagy had a great season, right?
Some sprinkles.
You know what I'm saying? They won some sprinkles. They lost some sprinkles. This is the thing, though. This is the thing you have to look at when you're talking about this Bears team. When do we put it on the players? We want to blame everything on development. And I say this about every superstar, no matter what. So for everybody who says any quarterback that came to the Bears that's successful somewhere else wouldn't be successful here, cream rises to the top.
I don't care. A legendary player who says QBs come here to die. What are we talking about?
Hey, look.
He said QBs come here to die.
Hey, look, and that's what he believed. That's what he believed.
And I don't blame him.
But look, cream rise to the top. In 2018, would this team have not gone further with Deshaun Watson? Because Deshaun Watson could figure out who to throw to at the right moment in time. Because Deshaun Watson was accurate enough to hit players in the hands. And continue to move the ball down the field. Well, we have not scored more points in that game versus a Philadelphia team that was half broken, half dead, and ran Nick Foles back out on the field.
The problem with your statement is cream does rise to the top, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it rises under the same situations. So at the end of the day, for the cream to rise to the top, it doesn't mean that Trubisky is not going to be an elite player.
Mm-hmm.
He could be an elite player or a better player. It just may not be with this organization.
So let me ask you this.
He could have a long career.
So let me ask you this.
The first 3-4 years could be trash, just like it was for, if you want to look at it, it was trash for Brett Favre. It was trash for Drew Brees. Mm-hmm. But guess what? We talk about them as legends now. So guess what? It's possible. It's definitely possible. There's a case to be made either way.
I'll ask you this: how is Allen Robinson good?
I was just
Is Allen Robinson good?
No, he is.
Is Allen Robinson good?
No, he is.
He really good, right?
Yeah, he's
okay,
really
is
good.
Deshaun Watson good?
Yeah.
He really good, right?
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson got a worse offensive line than the Bears got, right?
Right.
Let me think of player here. Is Matt Stafford good? Matt Stafford pretty good.
Matt Stafford is great. You got
Matt Stafford pretty good.
Hey, Aaron Rodgers say you good. You good.
Matt Stafford pretty good player, right?
Yeah.
Been on Detroit all those years. Cream rises to the top. I don't care what situation you in. If Mitch Trubisky could play, Mitch Trubisky would be a better player. Whether the system speak to it or not, whether it's catered to you or not, you can play. You're good at your job. We've seen terrible players on great teams year after year after year after year, no matter the sport. Mike Trout played for the Angels. He ain't never been to the playoffs. He's the best player in baseball by far. He ain't never been to the playoffs.
Sounds like Mike.
And the crazy part about
you said
this,
sound like who?
Sounds like Mike Trash needs to go ahead and make a move. That's what it sounds like.
Look. When you loyal, dog. Hey, look. Some of the mugs got loyalty tatted on their sides. Some of the mugs mean it. That's all I'm saying. But I'm just saying, cream is going to rise to the top. Do I think that Matt Nagy was a great coach last season or the season before? No. Do I think he made a ton of mistakes? Yes. Do I think that he should have gave up play calling? Absolutely. But when you look at talented players that come into this league year in and year out, they're talented because they're flipping talented, not because of the situation you put them in. Let's not get blinded by the fact that every now and then we see a Ryan Tannehill switch situations and all of a sudden he's putting up great numbers. He is putting up great numbers, but guess what? When the pressure's biggest, when Derrick Henry can't get a run play to get off because everybody's like, we blitzing the line, and you need Ryan Tannehill to put up 3 touchdowns to get you to the Super Bowl, guess what Ryan Tannehill's not going to do? There's a ceiling on these players.
Right. The other thing I will say too, and I really want y'all to answer this since we're talking about ceilings. Take Allen Robinson and put him on the Ravens. Where are the Ravens now? Just give Lamar a number 1 receiver.
Oh yeah. Well, that's also depending on how accurate Lamar is, but I mean,
hey.
but he got 2,000 yard seasons with Nick Foles and Mitch and Blake Bortles. I got to give you some credit. They're probably pretty good. I agree with you.
I mean, like,
still not contenders. Zozo's right. I wouldn't put them contenders in that. And then Silo, I see he says not every player is the same. They not. And guess what? Mitch ain't the same as Pat Mahomes. I don't care what deal you put him in.
But you don't.
You're messed up.
But that doesn't upgrade at least his ceiling to be like, all right, like now we got a true legit weapon.
Yeah.
Like next to him, and now he's doing this.
Yeah.
As opposed to what he was doing before.
I don't care what you say. The issue, I tell you what, you want to know who we need to get in the draft? A coach. That's who we need to get. Because I don't care what you say, this team should be further along on several different ways. Ain't no way in the world. You know what? You can sit there and say it ain't Mitch Trubisky's. It's not all Nagy's fault with Mitch. I give you that one. But you know what I can't give you? Not playing Cole Kmet. Why the running game looked totally different when Bill was calling the plays and not with you?
I don't disagree.
Hey, listen.
I've said, me and you said in the beginning of the season, if they do these things, we're off of the train. I'm not on the Nagy train. I think that Nagy should have been fired at the end of the season. But my point is, at a certain point, you got to put it on the players too.
Hey, and I will.
I guess I can put it on the players for Pat Mahomes not scoring a TD, huh?
When?
In the Super Bowl.
He threw a touchdown, didn't he?
Bro,
Pat Mahomes threw 2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl, I thought.
I ain't throw 2 touchdowns. They lost. They had 7.
But anyway.
Oh, you right. That's right. They ran into 1 touchdown, didn't they?
Hey, I ain't throw 2 touchdowns. They only had 7. I'm gonna go out this math.
Hey, look, I was giving them the benefit of the doubt. I couldn't remember the score.
Okay. I don't think he's going. Nah, but it was a couple of times. But I'm with Pat though, because it was a couple of times he threw Kmet out there early in the season. Mitch was throwing to him, and he almost got him killed.
Oh yeah, Mitch was putting him in some bad. Hey, listen, Darnell Mooney almost died because of Mitch.
So I don't know.
Listen, what? We stopped the list.
I said, hey, listen, and then I heard Steph going, so I was like, yo, I was just taking a back seat on my phone.
I know, yeah. I mean, it's been multiple times where he's throwing certain people out there, and Mitch put them in situations to get hurt. Mitch is also me and Pat have sat here and watched these games.
Yeah,
and Mitch is also. I've seen Mitch literally run out of the pocket, run out of bounds, and twist his arm, trying to slide out of bounds. So it's not really looking too good for like.
Hey, listen. This is the last time we're gonna go this deep on Mitch on this show. I guarantee that. As we get prepared to move on to the second hour of the show, we're gonna be doing the second hour of the show.
Hey, listen, the only reason we went this deep is because the question needed to be asked. Do we trust Nagy to even move up?
Do we trust Nagy to move up?
It was a legitimate question.
It is.
I will say this.
It's a 100% legit question. But hey, look, if we're gonna take his flowers away, we also gotta give him flowers.
I gave him his flowers when he deserved them. They just withered.
No. I'm just saying this. I'm just saying this. Hey, look. I'm just saying this. You have to. You got to give him his flowers. Just like he didn't develop Mitch, he did pick Pat.
Oh, hey, listen, I give you that.
But
he also threw that man clean into a moving bus and let it reverse. That's what he did. So that's all I'm saying. But hey, I say this. Hey, I love Thomas. He's going real hard in chat. Keep it easy, my man. Keep it easy. It's all love here. It's all love. Pat is actually
real mad. He real
Pat
mad.
knows more. Pat knows more about football than I know. So I mean, at this point, I'm really just standing on the one thing I'm good at. So that's it. I'm taking that angle. I'm gonna run that clean into the ground. But at that point, that shift gears, bro.
We appreciate y'all for tuning in for this first hour. We're going to get into a little bit more in the second hour. And listen, you can call in the second hour. And just know, if you call in the second hour and you want to get spicy, we get spicy. So it's whatever you want it to be. We're gonna be allowing call-ins to check out the contender. Make sure to click the links in the description below. Before we get out of here, just want to get y'all final thoughts on it. Kid, what do you think the best move is? Oh, by the way, if y'all want to call in the second half, phone number for that is shout out to James Flippin for reminding me of that. 855-908-5668. Again, that's 855-908-5668. So if y'all want to call in that second hour, man, we're gonna get spicy. In that second hour, you already know I love it. We appreciate y'all. Kid, what are your thoughts, man? What should the Bears do to finish out this or to go into this draft? Should they move up to 6? Should they stand pat and try to get somebody later?
You know what? I'm a reverse a lot of what I said earlier. Because I want to see how it plays out. I want to see the world burn. I say move up to 6. I want this to move up to 6. I want us to get a QB, and I want to just see if Matt Nagy is worth his weight in gold. I really want to see it. I want somebody to do it for me. I got to see it. Right. If it don't work out, or if the QB don't pan out, I would love to sit here on this show and just stare. I'm going to come in studio and just stare at you.
Hey, look.
I'm going to just stare at you. I'm like.
And this was going to make you mad. He's going to be there with time to develop this QB. So hopefully he don't play this year. We all hoping he don't play this year. He get a year to sit behind Andy Dalton. But that means y'all get Matt Nagy for 2 more years. Possibly 3.
Hey, I'm going to wait 24 months to just sit there and stare at you and be like,
whole episode.
So this your boy, huh? This your boy. Our boy that couldn't develop nobody, huh? This your boy.
Hey, look. By then, I'm gonna just have a mirror up and be looking at myself like, "Word, that's what you did."
By the time we actually get in a conversation, you know what's gonna happen? Both Miami teams is gonna win something. We're gonna be sitting there looking at stuff like, God dang it! The Giants might actually do something.
I mean, honestly, I feel like they should stay at 20. But seeing how antsy they are and all these reports coming out, I feel like they're gonna move up to 6. And when that happened, I'm gonna just call you and laugh.
I will say what Ichigo mentioned about them potentially moving up to 4th was real too.
We got an entire episode of me. I did a Ringo's Real Hot Takes when I told this man they was gonna live by the QB and they was gonna die by the QB. And if this pick, if they do it and this pick don't work out, oh man, we just gonna look back at this and be like,
hey, I'm with Dark Souls. I'm with Dark Souls on this one. Whoever scouted whoever scouted Trubisky should not have a job.
That's like half the scouts.
Hey, look, fire every one of them. Mel Kiper
half
too.
The scouts.
Hey, look,
the same scouts that's saying that some of these QBs should be top 3.
Hey, this is my favorite part about this time of year, right? We give mugs mad passes. These mugs supposed to be the NFL experts. They all go on ESPN and FS1 and they be like, let me tell you what's going on. Nobody's looking at this kid, and there's a reason they should be. And let me show you this tape from Nowheresville State. And guess what? He threw 900 touchdowns this season. Who was he playing? 3rd graders. But that's not the point. This kid has what it takes. He's got what it takes to get to the net. And you're just sitting there like, all right, what? Like,
hey, the one thing I will say is this. For all those that's tuning in on the Contender and on YouTube, you can't tell me you look at all those major networks and tell me this is not just as entertaining or if not more. You cannot tell me. I got to see a man who's been calling and looking at all of these things, looking at all of these professionals, being able to reach out to them for years, sit there and say Bill Walton was more dominant than Steph Curry. Listen, I don't understand how you all get behind that, but whoever keeps supporting and watching that show, you need to go ahead, just unsubscribe to them and just come over here. Because I'm going to tell you what, Bill Walton ain't never been more dominant. All I'm just saying without saying it is, this is one of the best shows on the internet right now. You just finding out. If you're not, hey, listen, if you're not part of the Breeze family, you missing out. That's on you.
Hey, yo,
Bill Walton. Okay, all right, anyway.
You telling me that Tom Barkley?
Dog, I almost flipped the table. I was like, he really said that. I thought it was a lie. I had to pull up the clip. I was like, no, he really insinuated that.
Hey, what did he say? What? So you're telling me that Kawhi Leonard is better than Kobe Bryant? When the pressure's on, yes.
You support that show. Guess what? Guess what?
Hey, Jay Will walked off so fast. Hey, yo, we gonna get up out of here, man. We appreciate all the love. 124 people in here, man. Mad love for y'all. It was more than that. It was way more than that. So shout out to y'all for tuning in with us. Jump over on the Contender with us, man. Hop on some calls with us. We're going to be over there taking phone calls, talking with all the people. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook, on all the social media sites. We appreciate all the love for the Stefan, the Don, Ringo J, and Petty Casanova P. Kid, who has a new show coming this Monday. So y'all be on the lookout for that. We're going to do some advertising for that in the second half, too. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. It's your boy, Pat the Designer. Peace.